Rich Woody, Akademiks, check it out. Now, listen, man, the cat's out of the bag finally, so I could actually speak on it, but I've kind of heard the mumblings, quote, unquote, behind the scenes. Now, you guys know, I ain't no industry nigga, but this is apparently the talk in the industry. Now, the talk is that Drake, Drizzy motherfucking Drake, the Sixth God, okay, is dropping a project alongside Future Hendrix, Future Vandross. Now, they're supposed to be dropping somewhat of a collaborative project, which doesn't really tell you if it's an album or a mixtape, but they're supposed to be dropping something together. Okay, now that's been the talk behind the scenes, and since somebody kind of finally put it out there, I'll actually talk about it. Now, here's the thing. So, apparently, right, Drake and Future, they're dropping something tomorrow. This is apparently, okay? Now, I don't got no sources. This is industry nigga shit, and basically, one guy kind of came out, and I'm talking about DJ Ski, which is a very well-respected guy. He kind of put it out there that, listen, this whole project that people have been talking about that's been on the way is coming tomorrow. Okay, now let's go immediately to the tweets because, as I said, we're sourcing information from DJ Ski and his brand manager. Now, DJ Ski himself actually tweeted out, damn, 2 people are about to break the internet tomorrow with this mixtape coming out of left field. Now, it isn't saying much other than saying 2 people are collaborating, but his brand manager actually dropped names. His brand manager said Super Secret Drake and Future mixtape drops tomorrow. Yes, I'm telling secrets. Now, it kind of makes sense for Future. I'm not sure if it makes sense for Drake too much because Future did say he's putting out another project this year. This could be it, but for Drake, maybe not so much. We were expecting views from the 6, right? Why would he drop a collaborative project instead of his solo project, especially when a lot of people, even though his mixtape, if you're reading this, was too late, a lot of people liked it, but the whole Quentin Miller thing, if he came back, dropped a solid views, he's back being the king undisputed, right? Now, we've heard possible collab rumors like this year, actually, when people thought Drake and Kanye were working on something. You guys probably forgot. Remember Drake and Kanye, or actually Kanye went on the Breakfast Club and he just let the cat out of the bag. He said, listen, man, me and Drake, we talked about a collaboration album, right? Which means maybe Drake was interested in doing a collaborative album from way back then.
That me and Drake had, well, we was going to do an album together. And the album is called Wolves.
So you asked Drake to do an album?
Yeah, I asked him and we talked about it and he said, yeah, we was going to do it. And actually, you know, he was sending beats back and forth. Mm-hmm. You know, I got this one record with Young Thug that I think we're going to put on Rihanna album.
Is this Drake and Kanye album going to happen?
I don't know. It might happen because I threw that out.
Don't do it, man.
You know, by the way, he probably be mad that I mentioned it on y'all show since he dislikes y'all so much.
No, he hates him. The big black bully over there. He hates him.
Yeah.
Maybe somehow it got switched or shifted from Kanye to Future, right? Now, here's the thing, man, because we then looked at it like, it probably won't happen because Kanye is about to drop his solo album that's called Swish and Views from the 6, of course, with Drake. But let's examine a little bit more, right? Because we're going to find out eventually if this is true or not. As I said, I cited my source. We'll see if this is true. But why aren't collaborative projects more popular, right? I mean, the only one I could really think about is the one between, Watch the Throne, between Kanye and, of course, Jay-Z. But a lot of rappers say they want to work on a collaborative project with another rapper, but it never really comes to fruition. Why is that the case? Now, let's just call it an album, because if they're going to make original material, it would make more sense to be an album which is paid versus the mixtape. And these days, man, mixtape album, as long as niggas are buying, we know what it is. It's money, okay? Fuck what do you call it? It's money, right? Now, the reason why it probably doesn't happen, right, is probably mostly because of the red tape, right? If you think about labels, think about Drake and Future, since we're already talking about them, right? Future is on Epic, Drake's on Cash Money, Young Money, right? Young Money, Cash Money, they're underneath Universal. Future, who's actually on Epic, which is a subsidiary of Sony Music Entertainment. So completely different, right? Which means a lot of red tape. They got to really agree to a lot of things, clearances, splits on certain songs, marketing, promotion. They got to work together. We know these companies are competing. They don't really like to work together, okay? Which is already a hurdle in itself. It's a lot to work out, but it's possible, right? Now, that's probably the biggest hurdle in my estimation, right? After that, you got to think about it. When could you really get a rapper in another city with another rapper long enough to kind of build chemistry and actually cultivate and formulate ideas for a full, solid album? Or are we going to just kind of rely on each rapper to kind of come to the table with the song and then you kind of just fill in the rest by adding the other rapper? Or what are you going to do? How are you going to really structure it? So a lot of times when these logistics come into play, people just realize like, yeah, we're getting too much money to really stop and really do a collaborative album. Fuck all this shit. Okay. Now, not only that, right? You got to then think about it like, yo, listen, some of these guys, they don't work as quick as the others, right? I mean, Drake notoriously, supposedly takes like weeks on a verse if he has to, because he wants to make sure it's perfect. And of course, he's not trying to rush perfection. He had a hit streak where every one of his fucking verse was hits. So it makes sense that he takes time, while people like Future has bragged about when he goes in the studio, he might be banging out 5 songs, right? So it's a different work schedule right there, right? Now, could it be done? Of course. Now, the next thing is, okay, maybe they don't stay in the same studio. They just send songs to each other back and forth via email. That's how everybody does it now. But still, will the chemistry be there? And not only that, will the album have a direction that is going? But now, just think about this, because along with that, Future just dropped an album, which he's still trying to promote. He just dropped another video for the album, and dropping another album or project at all kind of gets in the way of that. Would pretty much Epic Records or Sony Music Entertainment cut off its nose just to spite its face? I mean, because you're pretty much kind of stunting the growth of one album to promote and start getting another album sold. Now, both of them will probably still sell, but you could probably still push and get more out of DS2, okay? I'm just saying. And even then, you got to think about, okay, so what's the direction of the album going to be? Is it just going to be a collection of bangers? Is it going to have a theme? Will it be about like a leaned up simp singing to some chick on a stripper pole? Is it going to be a bunch of like somebody having like Xanax trips and it being overly emotional? Who knows? Okay. Now, I'm interested to find out. I got to be honest, I wasn't dying to see this collaboration. I like both artists separately, but I think they got 2 different lanes, man. 2 completely fucking different lanes. But if it does happen, which we will find out very soon, I will definitely be checking it out. What do you think? Okay, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like. Definitely subscribe. Supposedly, Drake and Future, they're working on a project. Supposedly, it's supposed to drop tomorrow, okay, which would make that a 9/11 release, and also would kind of coincide with the Friday thing, because everybody drops albums on Fridays now. That would make sense as well. So get in the comment box, make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe to this channel. I keep you updated. It's your boy DJ Akademiks, man, the Negotiator. I'm out.